Welcome back to another episode of Are We Nerds podcast with your favorite host, Emily. And
Emily.
um this episode's interesting. Um it was a very hectic process, a very sit down for a long time process.
I feel like I worked really hard. Can I just get a round of applause? Thank you. Chinny, please add in some clapping sounds. I watched have these movies in between doing my readings today.
I watched two of the movies today. You guys don't know what this episode's about yet, unless you read the title, but this episode is anime movies we should have probably watched already. And we'll discuss which movies we picked for this episode, but as usual, we're going to discuss some anime news and some manga news, and then we'll discuss our thoughts on Mob Psycho Season 3, Episode 1, and then we're going to discuss Blue Lock Season 1, Episode 1. And yeah, then we'll get into the movies, and thank you, Chinny, to why did I say two? I don't know.
Give me a second
Chinny.
to process it.
Thank you, Chinny, for editing our podcast. Everyone, say thank you, Chinny.
I think it's so funny that everyone, we're always like, thank you, Chinny, Chinny. Chinny's her nickname. It's not her real name.
Yeah, that is not her real name, but we're not going to disclose it.
She has her real name in the Discord.
If you want to know, join the Discord.
But it's funny. I just think it's funny that we're all like, Chinny, and her real name is not anything close to Chinny.
She's our editor, our wonderful editor. It has to deal with listening to us over and over again. So kudos to her. Thank you.
And because I was tired of editing ourselves over and over again.
Right. Our little team is growing. But yes, thank you. And let's get into some anime news. Emily, kick it off.
This is actually really funny to be the first thing in news because it has directly to do with Chinny. Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4 is coming January 2023. There's a key visual out now. I say this has to directly do with Chinny because she took, forever to watch Bungo Stray Dogs and was, having a whole moment about watching Bungo Stray Dogs, so I just think it's funny that she was like, I'm finally done, and then a new season is coming out. So, there's that. Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King movie is coming to Netflix on March 31st, 2023. I'm really excited for this. I have not seen Black Clover, so me saying I'm excited for this is kind of funny.
I'm excited. I finally caught up on the manga, and the manga has been crazy good. But the recent chapters have been what? They're so good. I highly recommend if you guys watched the Black Clover anime and hadn't picked up the manga yet, do so, because if you thought what was animated was crazy, you haven't even seen goodness. You don't even know. So read it.
TV anime adaptation of the isekai light novel The Great Cleric is finally announced. Dates will be announced later. I need to check this out because my favorite genres of anime and manga are isekai and seinen, so I have to check this out.
The visual looked cool.
I actually haven't seen the visual. I'll look at it later. But anyway, new key visual is out for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Episodes 25 through 28 will be heading to Netflix December 1st. I always forget that JoJo's is only on Netflix.
Just Stone Ocean.
Yeah, I always forget that. Because I always remember people watching it anyway. Whole thing. Capitalism. Anyway. The most exciting piece of news. Sasuke Miyano anime movie has a premiere date for February 17th. You can check out the teaser, visual, and trailer. January 17th, that's only 5 days after my birthday. I would like to think this is a birthday present for me.
January?
My birthday's in February.
You said January.
Did I say January?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Chinny, run it back.
Hi everyone, it's Chinny. Both Emily's are wrong. It's coming out February. Just ignore her. Anyway, back to the podcast.
Anyways, her birthday's in February. Sasaki Miyano, February 17th. It's a birthday gift to Emily, post birthday. And yeah, I gotta catch up. I'm so behind. I'm so behind in so much. Anyways, in other news, getting into some manga news. Marvel Comics, a manga tribute is scheduled to release summer of 2023. And this is going to be featuring over 20 Japanese manga artists. I was looking at them because they like were saying who was going to be in it, and the creator of Witch Hat is going to have some work in this. The creator of One Punch Man. Those are the only two I can remember, but really great manga artists. So I'm excited to see how this goes because I like Marvel. So hopefully they'll be like digital. I wouldn't see why there wouldn't be like digital of it.
Like my two worlds colliding. Literally grew up reading Marvel comics, went from reading Marvel comics to reading manga. This is fantastic.
Yeah. And then more manga news. Physical copies of Goodbye Eri by Chainsaw Man creator um Satsuki Fujimoto is set to release in the summer of 2023. And then I think you pronounce this Chocho, Hibi Chocho. I don't know. But it's getting an English print release by Viz Media, and you're also going to see this in summer of 2023. If you guys like shoujo manga, please, please pick this up. Emily, I'm gonna need you to read this. I know you tell me to read stuff, and I try to read it because I'm horrible. But if you're looking for something to read, you gotta
Oh,
read this. It's so cute.
I'm putting my finger down. I'll read it, but I'm not reading anything that you recommend to me until you catch up with Sasaki and Miyano. That is the only thing I've asked you to read, and you have not done so. And the funny
I've
part is, and
read.
the funny part is you're the one who introduced me to it. And now I'm the one on your ass. Like, read the fucking manga. So until you catch up on it, I'm not reading anything you recommend me. I also told you to read Blue Box. Haven't read that.
No, I don't particularly want to read that right now.
I never want to read the things you recommend me, but I do it out of friendship and love.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't even really been reading manga.
Anyway, as you guys can tell, I get very upset about this. I get very, very upset about this. Because
It sucks.
everything I ask her to watch or read, she doesn't. Anyway.
I do. I have a list. I have a list going. There's just so much other shit that I had read before or was reading before you recommended to me. I feel so overwhelmed that it's stopping me from reading or watching anything. I haven't even finished Fena, the Pirate Princess. I have 2 episodes left. That's a 12 episode anime, but I was just like, oh my god.
Fan of Pirate Princess because you're scared that it's not going to end the way you want it to end.
Exactly, but I need to
Oh my
finish
gosh, no.
it.
Invalid argument. Invalid argument.
It took me months, y'all, to finish To Your Eternity because it had made me so anxious for the main character, and I just didn't want to see more people die. But then I ripped the band-aid off for that because I saw that, speaking about To Your Eternity season 2 is coming out this month, the 23rd. So I'm not excited to watch it, but I will be watching. In other news, TV anime adaptation of A Girl and Her Guard Dog is airing sometime in 2023. This is a young, like schoolgirl ex yakuza love relationship thing, age gap. I don't know how y'all feel about age gaps. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but people have stuff to say about it. And what do y'all think? I'm curious because I had dabbled in this series and I didn't particularly like read too much into it. the age gap and everything, or like them as characters, but some people do. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just curious to see what people think about it. So let us know if you've read it or if you pick it up after this and then read some of it. And if it's not your thing, tell us why, because I'm very curious. And then remember that the first episode of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War arc is out, and so is Chainsaw Man. And you can also check out episode 2 of Mob Psycho 100 season 3 and episode 3 of Spy Family Part 2 and My Hero season 6. Episode 3 are out tomorrow. Oh, and episode 2 of Blue Lock. That is also out tomorrow. So, lots of stuff to watch on Saturday. That's 3 animes on Saturday. It's kind of a lot, but
Lunch and
it's okay.
dinner.
I love it. It's like a holy grail. This is such a good season. I'm so excited for everything. Not necessarily My Hero. I am. It's a thing that I'm excited about, but every episode just makes me feel more emo and anxious. Yeah. Anyways, what was your thought on Mob Psycho season 1? Not season 1. Episode 1 of season 3.
So good. I love Mom, and I love this existential crisis that he's going through. I think it's funny that he's going through this existential crisis as a middle schooler, but I think it's really important for Mob to grow as a character. This is one where I haven't read the manga, so I don't know, what particularly is going to happen. And I kind of like it that way with this series. I don't know, Mob. It's a series where I don't feel like I need to read the manga because I feel fulfilled. It kind of feels, even though it's not a slice of life, it kind of feels like a slice of life. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I really enjoy Mob as a character. I like to see the way he thinks, and you saw a lot of that in the first episode of season 3, which is very wholesome. And him just like trying to figure out what to do with his life. And I kind of feel bad for him that they're making like him think so far ahead, I guess. Cause like, I mean, I didn't know what I wanted to do at how old were we in 8th grade? 12? 13? 12 or 13? 13 or 14?
You're 14. Yeah, because
Anyways.
I turned 15 in freshman year. Yeah.
Anyways, like I didn't know what to do at that age. Like I had no idea. I just knew I was good at like history and stuff, but like what do we know? So to like have that career form and be like, where are you gonna go to high school? And then like, what do you want to do? And you have to list like 3 options or something like that. Could not be me. So kudos to Mob. And then Reagan being so nice and helping him out. I love it. I love them. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes, but also nervous. Yeah. What else did we watch? We watched Blue Lock. What did you think about Blue?
Blue is interesting to me. I feel very. I don't know how I feel about Blue Lock. Like, it's good. It makes me feel very anxious in a way, even though I know what happens, because I've read, like, a bit of the manga. I'm not caught up on the manga, but I have read. I know what happens. I obviously like it enough to collect it. I'm collecting it right now. But I don't know. There's something about Blue Lock that just, like, kind of turns me away from it, but I'm gonna keep watching it. I don't know if it's the animation style that I'm not the biggest fan of. There's something about it that is just not clicking for me, and I can't put my finger on it. But like, it's good. I'm not saying I don't like it and it's not good. There's just something about it. Do you have that feeling ever sometimes with like animes where you're like, it's not that it's bad, it's good, but there's something about it I don't like, and I can't tell you what I don't like about it.
I have had the feeling where I'm like, I know this anime isn't bad. I don't think it's bad, but it's not clicking for me because that was me with Death Note, but never where I couldn't pinpoint why I didn't like it. I didn't like Death Note because I just thought it was a little too like slow for me, and it required at that time for me like too much brain power, and I was just like, meh, about it. It's
Well,
not bad.
it's weird though because I like Blue Lock. Like I enjoy watching it, but there's something like about it that I don't like. Like I'm not saying this is making me sound like a Blue Lock hater. I do enjoy Blue Lock. Like I'm very excited to see how the rest of the season comes out. But there's like this feeling within me every time. I don't know that I'm just not like. Maybe it was all the hype and it was too hyped around me that made me feel like I was expecting more and I didn't get everything I was expecting. That's not saying that the first episode was bad. The first episode wasn't bad. I actually thought the first episode was really good, but I think I was just expecting more. So that's why I kind of felt a little let down. Does that make sense?
I mean, it was a very like introduction episode. There wasn't really like much of like Blue Lock that had like happened. It was really just like maybe like the last 7 minutes, 7 or 10 minutes of it. So I think maybe
Whoa.
once you start seeing more of like the like what happens in the facility and like how the program works and getting introduced to like more set characters, then you'll start liking or like at least vibing with it more.
Oh, maybe I don't know. Like I said, I've read the manga. Like I know how Blue Lock works. I know how all of this like works. I know quite a bit about it. I'm not caught up, but I'm pretty far deep into it. I think I'm on chapter I don't know what chapter I'm on. I need to catch up on it. But I really enjoyed the manga. It just felt a little too slow for me. And again, that can just be the first episode kind of vibe thing. That doesn't mean I'm gonna not like Blue Lock as a series, but as the first episode stands, it wasn't my favorite, but I thought the episode was good. It just wasn't my personal favorite.
Probably because you've read the manga that you just know that like what's going to come is like way more exciting than like what the first episode was.
I feel about Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like it's good. The show is objectively good. But I know there's more coming and I like the stuff that's coming more. Maybe that's it. I don't know. There's just something about it that I just am not vibing with, but I think it's a good show.
Interesting. There was a bug.
I've been thinking about this since we watched it on Saturday. Like I haven't been able like we watched it and I was like,
I mean, yeah, I would say it's not like the from what's come out so far, like episode wise, like first episode wise, like Blue Lock it hasn't been the most like intriguing first episode, but also it's not like doesn't really start off super crazy, so it makes sense that the episode was kind of like because the way I see it, like with Blue Lock, the first episode was flat, and then like it's just gonna go up later when you're deeper into the Blue Lock program and seeing like more of like Isagi, his growth and who he's like up against and all that stuff. So I think the second episode will probably be obviously like way better because like more stuff's gonna happen and they're finally in the facility because it was more like this is who the main character is, this is what happened, okay, this is of the program and they have to like talk about it and what it is, and then okay, here's like the first um thing you have to do, and then like that's how it ended. I was like literally that was it. So very like intro, very first episode of the anime, but it wasn't bad, so I liked it. I liked the opening and ending song as well. So I will be more excited for the second episode because obviously more stuff's gonna happen, and it's the second episode. So
I think it's hard for me because I like My Hero and Spy Family are two animes that I just absolutely adore, and I think watching Blue Lock after watching those two just makes me like I'm on such a high from watching those two that if like it doesn't meet my expectations, it like drops down. Like I'm not looking forward to like I'm gonna watch the second episode and I'm gonna keep watching the series because I like the manga a lot. but I'm not excited to watch it. And that makes me sad because I was super excited for Blue Lock at the beginning. But I don't know, there was just something about the first episode that I just didn't vibe with. But I mean, it's going to get better. I hope. I hope so because I really like the manga.
Yeah. Anyways, tell us what y'all thought about Mob Psycho and Blue Lock if you have watched it or if you're reading it during what this season is. Let us know what you guys think about it. And we're gonna get started into what this episode is about, which is anime movies we should have watched already because they've been out for a while. Not necessarily like a while as in like a really long time, but like, like 2020 or like 2017. I think 2017 is the oldest movie that we had picked out.
Yes.
But so we're gonna be talking about Josee, the tiger and the fish. We're gonna be talking about Lou over the wall and Weathering with You.
I think
All
that's
three. Hmm?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think that's the most shocking one that we haven't watched, Weathering with You.
Yeah.
Or we've watched it now, but like hadn't watched before this episode.
Yeah, I don't know what had happened. I don't know why I never watched it, because I've watched Your Name. Where was I? I don't know. But I finally watched it. But we'll talk more about that. The first movie we're gonna get into is Josee and the Tigerfish. And I will start that off. But first I have to bring my screen closer to me because I have old people eyes. Okay, so this movie came out in 2020. You can watch this on Crunchyroll. That is where I watched it. The director is Kotaro Tamura, and the studio is Studio Bones. And here is the description, if you guys don't know. So, Sueno is a university student, and Josee is a young girl who has rarely gone out of the house by herself due to her being unable to walk. The two meet when Sueno finds Josee's grandmother taking her out for an evening walk. And this description is taken from IMDb. The duration of this movie is 1 hour and 38 minutes. I kind of knew that this was like, Sueno, the guy, and then Josee, the girl, like, based off of trailers and stuff that I've seen, like, this is like a, I guess, love story, but I didn't know anything else about, like, the movie. So this was a very pleasant movie to watch. I highly enjoyed watching this movie. I knew it was going to be good. And then at the end, like, I was just like, this is what I needed to watch. I was really content and happy with how this had turned out. But my notes are kind of crazy. My notes over the movies become more chaotic. And you'll see, because this is like, I was taking notes on this movie because I had finished it and I was just in such a happy mood. I was like, I was writing a discussion post. I was like so eloquent. I was like, no, 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 no. Fantastic, like film critic. I was just like, ah. So I wrote, what a wonderful movie. The animation was beautiful and the main characters were so intriguing. I really liked the voice acting and the music was great. And then I loved the ocean aspect of the movie because I think it did really well, showcasing the different levels of freedom that Josee and Sueno had. But I also really liked that they both had a unique connection and interest to the ocean. I thought that was very, like, interesting way to connect both of them because, like, at the start, they're not fond of each other. Especially Josee is not fond of Sueno. She's just like, he's weird, pervert, man, like, just get him away from me. Because she's not a sociable person because her grandma had, like, kept her not locked, but, like, has kept her hidden, kept her inside the house because she was just afraid of, like, how society would treat her as, like, a disabled person. And I thought that was kind of sad, but I also was just like, the grandma's just trying to look out for her granddaughter. And I thought that was wholesome as well. But I thought the movie did really well showcasing the struggles that disabled people face in their day-to-day life, either from the lack of accessibility in public or their own homes to how the public and even their own families can treat them. Because, when she was out in public, like, people weren't really, like, minding, like they were bumping into her. They just, like, kind of thought she was, like, a nuisance out in her space. And then, like, even with her grandma just keeping her, like, inside, like, no, we're not going on walks anymore. We're not doing this. I thought that was very, like, kind of felt really sad for her because I was like, that's just, like, that made her, like, the way that she is. She doesn't really trust people, and that's why she's not letting herself get close to Suino. And I was like, he just wants to be friends with her. But I love that Josee and Suino's relationship and how it started off with them not really liking each other as people to them becoming, like, each other's caretakers. And I did not enjoy watching Suino get hurt. I was just like, literally, mouth hit the ground. Mouth or jaw? My jaw hit the floor, y'all. I was like, what the? And the thing is that my parents were asleep, so I couldn't really, like, react the way I wanted to, but I was like, oh. Like, it was like that type of thing. It was crazy. But, where am I? Oh yeah. So I didn't enjoy seeing him get hurt because I really liked him as a character, but I liked that he had to experience life like Josee had since birth. My sticker fell. It's very interesting to see someone like Josee experiencing like having a disability since her birth and how she had handled life, and then seeing Suino have to learn how to navigate life with his injuries and not being able to walk for a moment. So I thought that was very interesting to see. And also there was, like, a scene where he just, like, was not very he wasn't thinking what he was saying because he was just like, what am I going to be able to do? Like, I can't go on a scholarship now because I can't walk. To Josee, I was like, she hasn't been able to walk her whole life. How could you be complaining about not being able to walk right now? Like, I kind of got mad at him for a second, but I was like, he's just in the heat of the moment. He didn't mean it. Okay. And the ending was so sweet. I literally cried the last 10 minutes of this movie. Not in a sad way. Nothing sad happened. It was just like, I am a sucker for when people are doing their best. So I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, he just, and she's just, like, it just made me cry. And yeah, make sure, y'all, if you're going to watch this, to watch the ending credits because it shows more scenes. So you get more of, like, post ending
An
movie
epilogue
of their life. Yes. I would rate this 9 out of 10. I really liked it. I think this was my favorite movie out of the 3.
This was also my favorite movie out of the 3. I watched this during lunch and then when I was teaching my class. So they were doing group work, don't worry. I was attentive to my students. But anyway, the animation is so pretty. I literally gasped during the opening scene. The whole, oh my gosh, the whole college thing and studying abroad hit a little too close to home. Because I just went through that whole process and really pushed myself like Suno did, and so that legit almost made me cry. Like when he was like, I'll study Spanish harder, I was like, because I'm studying Chinese and I'm like trying so hard to learn a language before I go abroad because I want so badly to be like accepted into this program. And like I just, that whole thing with him just hit a little too close to home for me in like the best way possible. Though I just like, it made me want to cry. I love how the ocean plays into it and how the movie shows the struggles that disabled people face day to day, like little things that they would mention, just like carelessly would mention it, or casually mention it. Yeah. And then the ending is so cute. I literally cried in front of my students. I cried a happiness. I thought it was so cute. I was so happy that they finally, like, I was so happy. I love this film. It has made it into top 10 anime movies for me. Like, that's how much I loved it. Perfect.
It was like pleasantly surprising. Even though, like, based off the trailers, like when they had first announced that this movie was going to be coming, I mean, just watching it, I knew that I was probably going to like it, but like this had exceeded my expectations. So I was really happy. And I was thinking before this, like when we had finished like all three movies, I was like, all three movies have like an environmental aspect to it,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. I love the whole ocean thing. I thought that was so cute that he would like nerd off about it, and he's just like, doing his thing. Like he loves the ocean so much that he has like made it, he wants to like make that his career. And like his just whole thing, he's like, I just want to like be able to swim with this like family, what are they called? Family of fish? No. School.
Yes.
Fish school?
A school of fish.
School. A school of fish? As you can see, not the career I'm going for. I thought it was really cute that he just wanted to swim with this specific school of fish that are only in Mexico. So he had like literally made this his life goal and like has correlated his career into it. I was just like, damn, he's committed. He's committed to the role. He's committed to his dream and he's following it. And I like that. Spoiler, even with the grandma, like, and her being alone, that he didn't feel the need to like or feel obligated because of like guilt or like just like wanting to take care of her, like staying there and like giving up his school dream. I like that he continued with that and found a way to still like be there for her and like maintain that relationship with her. I was just like, yes, that is healthy. That's what needs to happen. You do you, she'll do her thing, and y'all will be happy in the end. And that's what it was. And I really liked it. And the music was great. The animation was beautiful. I loved it, everything about it. Love this movie. I don't have an anime movie ranking, but if I did, this would be my top 10. Probably top 5.
This is really good. I really love this film. I definitely recommend watching it. And moving on, we have Lou Over the Wall. This is the first one that I watched of the three. This came out in 2017. The description is from Netflix. It says middle schooler Kai's depressing life in a boring fishing village changes drastically when a local mermaid named Lou joins his band. The director is Masaki Yusa, and the studio is Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix. I went into this movie. I didn't read the description. I actually, for every single one of these movies, I didn't read the description. I didn't look at the trailers. Even if I had seen them in the past, I didn't refresh my memory because I just went into it blind. And when this movie started, I was like, what the hell is this about? I was so confused. It's an hour and 52 minutes, so it's quite a long movie. But this is what I wrote. And I kind of went off on this. So I said, what a beautiful film that, in my opinion, I don't know if it was trying to do that, but it felt like a very environmental film to me. Like humans finding something they find attractive, then finding a flaw within it, and then manipulating the story the way they want. That's the most human thing to do. Thing to do. And then I felt like the dad, Lou's dad, coming in angry and hot was a symbol for climate change. I may be reading too much into it, but that's what I got from it. So I'm going to go with that. I love Kai's character development throughout the story. I love the music in the film and how they use the music in the film. I hate Yuho's dad. He's evil. Yuho's dad, he's evil. He reminds me of corporations. Literally, I think he's supposed to symbolize corporations. I'm actually convinced of this. Lou is just so precious. She just loves music and wants to help the townspeople, even though they're so awful and mean to her. It represents how wildlife still tries to save our asses when things go awry. As you can tell, I watched this through an environmental approach. At some moments, I did think the film was a little weird and I was a little confused, but I liked it overall, and I would give it a 7 out of 10. I definitely recommend checking it out because it's a very interesting movie. And if you care about the environment, you will probably think the same thing.
Yes, it literally, the way that they showcased like environmental aspects of this movie gave me Studio Ghibli vibes. And I
Mhm.
have like notes about it too. You'll see what I mean. But like I wrote overall a very interesting and weird movie, but like not weird in a bad way. It was just like some scenes would happen, specifically when they just started dancing, when the music would pop on and like their feet were like I was like, what? Okay, you do you, you dance. But um I agree with the environmental theme. I thought I did really well showing how fast humans can turn on things from liking something to hating it in an instance, all because of hearsay or not looking fully into the situation and like understanding it. Kind of like cancel culture, like that type of thing. They're like, Blue, oh my god, she's a mermaid. Mermaids eat people. Like, I was just like, damn, like they're not eating people. They're just nibbling on them. Like, calm down. But um I kept thinking, like in my mind watching this, I was just like, this is like Ponyo, but like on acid.
Literally.
Like this is the Lou, this is what it is. And Lou, her character herself, just reminded me so much of Ponyo because Ponyo so like does her own thing and she's so chaotic, and so is Lou. She's just like, I'm gonna do my own thing. And yeah. And I really like that about her. I thought she was very um intriguing. And then Lou's dad is a real one when he went out when he heard her scream and he was just getting burned by the sun because in this movie mermaids they can't be in the sun because they'll burn. So I thought that was really real of him. Good for him. um his rage mode reminded me of the deer god in Princess Mononoke, specifically like the ending scene. If for my people that have seen Princess Mononoke, like it gave me that vibe. And then I knew that Kunio liked Yuho. I knew he liked her. I was just like
So
waiting for him
cute.
to like say something. I was waiting, and then he did, and I was just like, yes. And he was just like, he said it though, and he was like, just kidding. I was like, you're not kidding.
He literally
And
turned
then
red.
he was like, hit, like literally, and I was just like, commit to the act. If you're gonna say it with your chest. Don't take it back. I thought it was super cute though that he did that, and then I like the whole friend group and the band. I thought they were really like they were like good friends, but also very like distant at the same time with each other. So I thought that was interesting to see like their whole like friendship dynamic evolve, especially like Kai getting closer to people. I thought that was very interesting. And then when the grandpa saw his mom, I literally teared up. I was just like, because he was so resentful of mermaids like this whole time. He was just like so like anti-music because mermaids like music. He was just like, don't, it attracts mermaids. Mermaids ate my mom. And then like, he had figured out the true meaning behind like what had happened to her. And then like she just smiled at him and I was just like, like it made me trip because I was like, that's so sad. But I'm glad that he got to see her. I was like waiting for that. I was like, they better show that because if they didn't, I wouldn't have liked this movie. But overall, the film was like very strange, but also really cute at the same time. I thought it was a very different and unique way to like show a coming of age story, like specifically for Kai, the main character. And I liked how his dad, at the end was just like, you know what, do what makes you happy, do what you want, I'll be here for you along the way. And I was just like, oh, very cute. What's it like? That's so cute. But yeah, I'd also give this a 7 out of 10. It was very strange, but I liked it. It was very colorful, very environmental. Care about the planet. This movie also just made me think about like, damn, like nature will be the shittiest people to it, but they will still help us because nature is nice and humans are bad.
No, literally. Literally.
Literally.
uh,
But yeah, um, Flew
Yeah.
over the wall. What? Like, I felt like I was on acid watching this movie sometimes. I was like, what the heck is going on? So, but it was good. I highly recommend checking out. And on to our last movie, probably the best known movie out of these three. Um, Weathering with You. This came out in 2019. The description is a high school boy who has run away from home runs away to Tokyo, and he befriends a girl who appears to be able to manipulate the weather. This description is from IMDb, and you can watch this on HBO Max. That is where I watched it. Um, yeah.
The director is Makoto Shinkai, and the studio is Comics Wave Films. It is an hour and 52 minutes. These are my notes. This movie was so good. It was so good. It was my favorite until I watched Josee. I liked this more than I liked Blue, but I liked Josee better than I liked Weathering with You. But I think Weathering with You was a better film. But I like Josee better. Yes. You know what I mean? Like overall, it's a better movie. Like how
I
everything is set
thought,
up.
I personally, for me, I wouldn't say that just because for me, sometimes I thought it was a little too chaotic with what was happening. And you'll see why with my notes. But continue.
Oh, I think
I
it was
really liked
great.
it though.
I love the chaotic factor of it. But again, I like Josee better. But I did think this movie was a better movie overall. And when I say better movie overall, I mean like Josee's a 10 out of 10 because the watching experience combined with like the movie is a 9 out of 10, but with the watching experience I had, it was a 10 out of 10. And with Weathering with You, the movie itself is a 9 out of 10, but the experience I had was an 8 out of 10. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the emotional roller coaster it puts you through is so intense. Like,
Yeah.
it is so intense. The way I was watching this in the law building, trying so hard not to cry, I was literally sitting there like eating my potato, and I'm like, when movies leave me speechless, you know it's good. I'm sorry, I'm not a good movie reviewer, but it was just so good. The direction of the film, the animation, the characters, the ending, everything about the film was so good. I really enjoyed it. And it was very intense.
My first note was in all caps, a gun.
Dude, that was crazy!
Because I was like, a gun in Tokyo, Japan? That's not owned by a police officer? What? Like I was like, what the hell is going on? And he was just playing with it like it was a freaking toy or something. And I was just like, obviously,
Hey.
I was like, as an American, I was like, what the hell is he doing? Does he know what he's holding? Obviously not, because he's just like, get away from me. And I was like, you literally could kill someone. Put it down. Like, you don't need it. Anyways, I was like, a gun? And then I was like, this movie has been so intense since the beginning. And I'm like, this kid is 16. What the hell? Like, literally, this whole movie to me was like, what the hell is going on? What is happening? And so, when it got to, the boy meeting the girl, and, the whole, like, weather business thing, I thought that was really cute. And I thought all the requests for the weather business thing were really cute. Especially the kid was just like, I want to run my race. Here's 50 yen. Like, that was their payment because that's all that they could pay. I was like, that is so freaking cute. But, I also really like the music. And then one of my notes is Bingley is watching the movie. LOL. My dog tends to fixate on the TV, especially when, like, lots of things are, like, moving about and such. And so he was just like, and watched it for about, like, 5 minutes. So, Bingley thought it was good. I was shocked when I saw the main protagonist from Your Name had a cameo. I was like, wait, isn't that what's his face? And I was like, oh my God, it is. And then the girl too, that shocked me. The girl was the one that sold the ring to him. And then the main dude from Your Name was the dude with the grandma. I was like, I was shocked. I was like, what? Mom was like, what? And I was like, and then I put, where'd she go? Oh, she can float. Wait, you see through? Like, oh, like, so I was just trying to comprehend because, like, this was the third movie that I had watched, or like the second movie that I had watched today, and like both were like basically 2 hours. So I was like, at the end, I was like, ugh. So, but I was trying to concentrate. So literally, I was like, I also forgot to like take my medicine, so it was a little difficult to like sit down and like actively watch this movie and like not get distracted. But this is like to me was kind of like a distracting movie, but it was still really good because I was just like, what's happening? What's gonna happen next? Like, how are they gonna get through this? Because they're like on the run from the
Yeah.
cops most of the movie. I'm like, he is a criminal. That's like, and she's
Affiliated.
there, affiliated with him. And then they have an elementary school student with them along the way. I was just like, what? So yes, as you can tell, this movie is kind of crazy. But and then I had the gun again. Oh my God. I was like, he is crazy. This is so dramatic. I was just like, put the gun down, run away, keep running away. Don't pick up the
Saw the gun, and I
he's
was
gonna
like,
get shot.
yeah, well, I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. Like, this is gonna come back and bite him in the ass. And it did multiple times.
I didn't even remember him like picking the gun back up because he had. So when the girl was getting like escorted by those like people that like worked for one of the clubs or something, and like they went to he like ran away with her. When he got mad, he like threw the gun. I didn't see him, or maybe I just wasn't looking when he picked it back up. So I was like confused. I was like, he still has the gun, and I was like, God damn it! What? Throw the gun away! Like you don't need it. Like I was just because I was like, he's gonna get shot. And I really thought he was gonna get shot at the end. Like I thought the cop with the stupid hair, which was also Aaron Yeager's voice actor. So in my head, I was like, Aaron Yeager, like the whole time. But anyways, I was just like, he's gonna get shot and he's gonna get killed, and then he's not gonna be able to save what's her face because he's freaking shot. Like so, his actions were making me mad because I was just like, you're very like all over the place. You're really not thinking because he's just like literally the only thing on his mind is like saving her. And I was just like, calm down because you can't save her if you're dead. So, like, it was, and then I have the confession, the music, them falling to their death, chef's kiss. I was just like, this is so good. And then even my mom was just like, looks like they're falling to their death. And I was like, yeah, it looks like it. I don't know how they're gonna get out of this situation because they're literally like thousands of feet above Tokyo, falling to their death. But you know what? At least they're together
And
and
in
in
love.
love. And I liked I thought the star of this movie was Rain the cat. Especially at the end, at the end when it was chunky and grown up. It was so cute because it was just like telling him, it was like, go find her. You know, it's okay. Like time has passed. And then he was so nonchalant. He was like, I just wanted to wait till like I was off of probation to go see her again. And I was just like, oh my God, a criminal.
Wait, but also another thing that got me was how did they not know that she was living alone with her brother? They were like, this is a problem. It's like, shouldn't have you figured that out when her mom fucking died?
Right?
Like, why is it just now a problem?
I was thinking that too. Like, because her mom was like in the hospital, right? So, and they knew that the daughter was visiting because, like, obviously, if you're going to a hospital, like, you have to like sign in that you're a visitor. and all that stuff,
Mhm.
and probably show ID. I don't know. I haven't been to the hospital to like visit anyone, so I don't know how this stuff goes. But like, I imagine she might have like shown need to show identification if she's like the only person going. I don't know. But like, even then, like oh, this is my mom, especially for like talking to the doctors and stuff. So that was careless on their part. They should have known better. They should have like helped out. But then when she automatically assumed that they were going to separate the siblings and she's like, "We need to run away." I was like, "I
To
get
the
why.
story.
I get why." I was like, "Yes, run away for the story. Make it more dramatic. Keep it going." But then in my head I was like, "I don't think they would separate." Like, I don't know, but like how child services is in Japan, I would think that way if they were in America. I'd be like, "Yes, run away." But um yeah, they were all over the place. And then they were like, "She's 15." And he's like, "I was the oldest one the whole time." I was like, kind of on you. Because to me, I was like, ain't no way she's 18. I was like, ain't no way. I was like, no, ain't no way. But yeah, at least, at least they love each other. I also put their meeting is just like how the couple in Your Name met at the end. It's not exactly the same, but it's just like, where he's walking, he looks up, he sees her, and then she sees him, and then it's just like a whole like dramatic like, oh my god, reunion again. I thought it was super cute and meaningful. I'm glad they're together.
Loved
But yeah,
it.
this movie was crazy. This was probably the craziest one out of all of them. Super
I
good.
loved it.
I would say I like the animation of this movie better than Josee the tiger in the fish and Lou over the wall. But I would overall movie watching story and everything to me an 8.5 out
See,
of
the
10.
the thing is, like, I agree with you with the animation. That's what puts, like, when I talk about the movies objectively, like, without my opinion, that's what puts Weathering with You higher than Jose and Lou Over the Wall. But personal watching experience and personal enjoyment, I think Jose is better. But
Yeah.
Weathering with You was so good.
Yes. The animation is just like top tier. Like it's so beautiful. And it's just like I could stare at it all day, like the landscape and just like how everything is so like detailed and
And
drawn
the
and
scenes of just like them with the music and like the weather and the the like little I what's it called? Not
like water.
monologues.
Oh, I was like the little like water fish. Oh,
No. Like the little how do you say that? Like what is that called?
what?
Like just the little scenes where it was just like scenes of them but the music was over it. And it was just like I don't know what those are called. But anyway, ignore everything I just said. That didn't make any sense, but it was beautiful. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I really like the I'm forgetting her name, but the girl he worked with. She was the
Mm-mm.
niece of the guy that was his boss. I'm forgetting all their names. I liked him. I when he smacked him, he was like, "What you like?" At the end, he's like, "Calm down, go turn yourself in." I was like, "No, help him." I was like, because everyone
You
had
were a
dreams.
runaway. You were a
Exactly,
runaway.
exactly. And I was just like, you should understand that he wants to save the love of his life because if you were in his shoes, you would do the same. And you're trying to stop him,
Yeah. Kind of
especially
whack.
since you had lost the one you loved.
Kind of whack.
Kind of whack, but maybe like the only thing I could think of is like, he's just trying to like look out for him because he just doesn't want him to like mess up his life because like at that point he has been running away from the cops and is a wanted man and is carrying a weapon that they know about. So he was just like, you're making this worse for yourself because he literally had ran away from the police station after getting arrested. Like you're just making it worse for yourself. But I get it because he had to save the love of his life. And he did. Literally, I was like, man, if my man doesn't run away from the cops, they come save me. I don't want him.
Exactly.
I don't want
Exactly.
him.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why anime has made my expectations so much higher.
Yes, good movie. I think ranking wise, I would put a number three, and you might agree with me. Like this is just like overall like me enjoying it, me enjoying the watch. Lou would be number three out of this. Two would be Weathering with You, and then one would be Josee.
Agree with that.
Yes. Animation wise, Weathering with You is number one,
Oh, easily.
and then Josee is number two, and then Lou would be number three.
But that's a good animation. Like,
they're all really good
yeah.
animations. Lou is very like unique.
It's very colorful, very pretty.
Very colorful, very like it's still 3D,
but in the most
but
2D way possible.
But, yeah, in the most 2D way possible. Like Weathering with You is just like basically like honestly real, looks very real.
Yes.
To me. Not like what, people, but like just like the landscape and everything. It's very like crazy. It's overall really good movies, and I enjoyed these. I don't know if we would do this segment again because, like, in my mind, I'm like, what other movies have we not watched? But if y'all have movie suggestions that you're just like, oh my God, have you seen this yet? And if you haven't, what the heck have you been doing with your life? One, I don't know. I don't really watch movies, so this is like a good segment thing for us to do because it makes us watch these movies, which we probably need to watch them anyways, but we just haven't had time or thought about it. So if you have movie recommendations, let us know. And you can let us know by joining our Discord, which you have the joining link in the description below. Or you can comment on our YouTube video, this one, after liking and subscribing. Or, I don't know, you just, anyway, we're also on TikTok. You can talk to us on TikTok, personal or our podcast one at Are We Nerds Podcast. You can let us know.
And if you have episode suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, we would love to see what you guys would like for us to talk about or for us to do, because we're always down for suggestions. Makes it easier for us because we don't have to think about it. We're just like, okay, we'll do it.
Yes.
So,
all right, that was today's episode.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow our TikTok. That will be down below. You can also follow our Instagram. We have an Instagram now. Crazy. With the Instagram, you can get updates on when podcasts are coming out, updates on our nerd life, I guess, and anything else that has to deal with this podcast. You can see it there. And you can also listen to us on Spotify and Anchor. YouTube is not the only platform that we have that you can listen to our episodes. So make sure to look at all of those. Those are in the description below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope this episode makes you curious to check out these movies if you have not. And if you do check them out, let us know what you think about them. And then we can all rant about it. Because I like ranting about things. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this episode. We will see you guys next Friday for episode 18. And yeah.
Which will be another One Piece themed episode.
Because you know what? The One Piece movie, One Piece Red, is coming to theaters November 4th.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in the US, you can probably already purchase your tickets.
You can.
For the movie. So, if you are a One Piece fan and you are planning to go see One Piece Red film Red in theaters, you can go ahead and purchase your tickets. So, you should do that before you forget.
Wait. Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you next Friday.